Before time or space existed, there was only shunya, an endless void. But within that emptiness, a single point of awareness began to stir. To understand its own nature, this awakened entity, the Parabrahma, had to observe itself. It split into two distinct halves. One became pure, unmoving consciousness, the masculine force, Shiva. The other became boundless, dynamic energy, the feminine force, Shakti. Pure energy and unmoving consciousness floating in a void cannot shape a physical universe. To trigger the actual process of creation, these primal forces had to separate. Shakti agreed to step away from her divine state, incarnating into the mortal world as a human woman named Sati. From that exact moment, reality balanced on a precarious condition. They had to navigate the physical world and find their way back to one another to keep existence from collapsing. Sati was born into a mortal life defined by extreme rigidity. Her father, King Daksha, was explicitly created to act as the universe's ultimate enforcer of discipline, strictly upholding societal rules and cosmic order. This worldview put him on a direct collision course with Sati's destined soulmate. Shiva operated entirely outside of Daksha's carefully constructed systems, existing as a wandering, rebellious free spirit who rejected all societal norms. He chose to live among the ashes of cremation grounds and meditated high in the isolated peaks of the Himalayas, completely detached from worldly comforts. Daksha despised this chaotic existence. To a king built to maintain absolute law, Shiva's extreme, unpredictable freedom looked like a dangerous threat to the structural integrity of creation. The survival of existence rested entirely on Sati. A mortal woman somehow had to bridge an impossible gap, connecting her father's demand for total control with her soulmate's life of absolute chaos. Daksha's obsession of control eventually consumed his judgment. He organized the grandest ceremonial offering in the cosmos, inviting every deity and monarch, but pointedly excluded Shiva to publicly humiliate him. Hoping to mend the rift, Sati arrived at the uninvited ceremony. Instead of a family reunion, she found her father openly mocking her husband, parading an offensive caricature of Shiva before the laughing guests. Recognizing that her physical body was permanently tethered to her father's cruelty, she chose to sever the connection entirely. Sitting in deep meditation, Sati summoned her yogic power to violently immolate herself from the inside out. This act of self-destruction snapped the physical link between boundless energy and pure consciousness. The cosmic system had crashed. The shockwave of her death shattered Shiva's detachment. His agonizing grief manifested as an apocalyptic rage, unleashing nightmarish armies that slaughtered the guests and decimated Daksha's ceremony. Vengeance offered no peace. Shiva abandoned his cosmic duties entirely, wandering across oceans and deserts in a blinding delirium, clutching Sati's charred body to his chest. This animated map tracks how the immediate crisis was contained. To break Shiva from his destructive trance, Lord Vishnu severed Sati's remains. As the 51 pieces fell to earth, they created highly charged energy nodes, known as the Shakti Pithas. With Sati gone, Shiva retreated back to the mountains. He sealed his mind in an impenetrable state of meditation, plunging the universe's consciousness into complete isolation. For the next 306 million years, existence operated in a dark vacuum. Without Shiva's presence, the cosmic scales tipped, allowing a tyrannical demon named Tarkasur to conquer the three worlds unopposed. This era of decay proved that when dynamic energy stops engaging with mindful consciousness, the system cannot sustain itself. To save existence, the universe required a total reboot. The reboot began with a new incarnation. The Divine Mother returned to the mortal realm as Parvati, the daughter of the mountains. From birth, she was haunted by dreams that pulled her back toward the high altitudes and the enigmatic ascetic. Panicking under Tarkasur's rule, the celestial deities attempted a shortcut. They sent Kamdev, the god of love, to forcefully break Shiva's meditation by striking him with an arrow of pure desire. The arrow hit its mark, but the reaction was disastrous. Shiva's third eye snapped open in fury, and a lethal blast of energy instantly reduced the god of love to ash. Pure cosmic consciousness cannot be forced awake or bound by fleeting mortal desires. To synchronize these immense forces, they had to align on a much deeper frequency. Parvati realized she had to meet Shiva on his own terms. She walked away from her palace, stripping herself of every royal comfort and leaving her mortal ego behind. Deep in the forests, she committed herself to relentless austerities. She endured freezing storms and scorching heat, meditating intensely to prove she could withstand the exact same physical and mental rigor as the Lord of the universe. Cautious but intrigued, Shiva tested her resolve by appearing as a wandering beggar, aggressively criticizing his own divine nature. When Parvati defended him with unyielding, selfless devotion, the disguise melted away, and he accepted her as his equal. Their cosmic marriage permanently bridged the gap between extreme forces, restoring the flow of creation. It is a union celebrated to this day through rituals pouring milk and flowers over the Shiva lingam, visualizing the constant flow of energy into consciousness. True, lasting harmony requires this egoless fusion of intention and action, the same balance that sustains the architecture of the cosmos and the internal life of ourselves.